Plants vs Zombies. Man, this game was my childhood. From playing it on my old DS and begging my mom to buy me Garden Warfare all the way to today, where this garbage of a remaster was released. For those who don't know, Plants vs Zombies Replanted was surrounded with drama. Even before it came out, people found out that they used AI to upscale the textures. They found out only 2 new game modes were released, and really in general, it was like a lack of like an innovating experience. Like the multiplayer mode being only local, or the fact that they just reused all the same mini games and puzzles without adding any new ones. And no, these do not count. Being a fan of this series, I decided to ignore all that negativity and pre-ordered the game. I wanted to fully complete it, which is something I've never done before. And in this video, I will be showing you how I got all 38 achievements in Plants vs Zombies Replanted. To start off, I jump immediately into adventure mode. Level 1-1 is a tutorial and it introduces you to the pea shooter, the sun mechanic, and the planting mechanic. Pretty simple stuff here. At the end of the level, we unlock the sunflower. Right after that, I explore the secrets tab in the pause menu and I toggle on all of the different accessories. One of them is this retro zombie and another is this head crab, and you could even add sunglasses to them, which is pretty cool. These are just visual changes and they don't do anything else except look cool. Equipping the retro skin and the head crab unlocks the first 2 achievements of the game. We also meet Crazy Dave for the first time, and why is he like hiding off of the screen? This might be a glitch, but like how do you not playtest your game? You know, like how do the devs not realize this? Anyways, another thing that was added to Replanted is the new speed up button, which it just speeds up the game. I continue going through the levels, and on 1-6 I get the 3rd achievement for blowing up a zombie with a potato mine. The rest of these levels were pretty straightforward. I beat them without any real problem. We get to level 1-9 and after killing the last zombie, he drops a message for us. This leads to the final level of this world. The last level of every world uses a conveyor belt instead of collecting sun. This means we basically have infinite plants and we don't need sun to plant them. So as you can see, I don't think the zombies are gonna get through this. Anyways, I beat the last of the daytime levels and unlock the puff shroom. Now, we move on to the next chapter, and this is the nighttime levels. Here, sun doesn't fall from the sky anymore, so resource management is a must. After beating the first couple of levels, I unlock some of the mushroom plants. I get my first couple of dollars and we talk to Crazy Dave. And again, just like before, he's like halfway off the screen. So yeah, the thing that's cool about these nighttime levels is that we get mushrooms instead of like actual plants. And the thing that's different about these mushrooms is that they only work at night. So if they're used in the day, they'll be asleep and we have to wake them up using like a coffee bean. This is something that we'll unlock later on. We continue through the levels and do this whack-a-zombie minigame, and we get some more mushrooms until I get to level 2-8. Here I encountered a disco zombie. Fun fact, the skin for the zombie used to be like Michael Jackson, but the devs actually got asked by his company to change it, so now we got this guy, and I can't lie, he's still pretty cool. His ability is once he gets to our lawn, he'll spawn 4 backup dancers around him. A couple levels ago, I unlocked the plant called the Hypno Shroom, and this is able to turn like a zombie friendly and he can attack us. So after carefully planting it in front of the disco zombie, I get the 4th achievement for hypnotizing a dancing zombie. Upon beating the level, I finish 2-9 and get another message from the zombies. This time, they're asking me to eat ice creams and brain with them. To be honest, I'd rather they give me brain, but I beat this conveyor level pretty easily again. While doing so, I unlock the Penny Pincher achievement for collecting 30 coins in a row without letting one despawn. At the end of this nighttime level, we unlock the lily pad. This will be used for the next chapter, the pool levels. We talk to Crazy Dave again, and look, this time he's actually on the screen. Anyway, in order to place the plants in the water, we'll need to place a lily pad first. Then we're able to place whatever we want on top of them. The first 4 levels were really easy, and honestly, these pool levels are just a bit harder because if you didn't notice, now we have to protect 6 lanes instead of 5. So moving forward, after 3-4, I find the keys to Crazy Dave's car, and here we can buy special plants like the twin sunflower, the Gatling pea, and we can also buy more slots for our plants. There's a bunch of other things that we can buy in this shop, but I'll explain that later on. Continuing with the levels, I get the 6th achievement for blowing up 10 zombies with a single cherry bomb. The rest of the levels introduce the zombie with swimming goggles. We also find this Zamboni guy, and we also encounter these dolphin rider zombies who can jump over any plant you place in the water. Moving along, I beat the last level of the pool chapter and unlocked the sea shroom. Now we're already on to the next world, the fog levels. So other than half of the screen being covered by the fog, this is basically the pool levels but at nighttime. And after completing the first level, I unlocked the lantern, and placing it causes most of the fog to vanish. Here we meet the Jack-in-the-Box zombie. If you take too long to kill him, he will blow up and destroy your plants. We also meet these balloon zombies. Honestly, fuck these guys. They're annoying as hell, and it forces you to bring like a certain plant that can kill it. Anyways, once I reach 4-5, we get a small Vasebreaker minigame. In any vase, they contain either a zombie or a plant, and you can only win once all the vases are broken. Honestly, it's a pretty cool game mode and I fuck with it. After beating it, we're back to the fog levels, and here I get this present from killing one of the zombies. This unlocks the puzzle mode, and for now on, just know that it will be important for achievements later on. Continuing the game, we're introduced to another zombie, the miner. Just like the balloon guy, this guy forces you to pick certain plants that can counter him. I beat 4-9 and I get another message from the zombies. So again, we do the conveyor belt, the last level of the chapter, and honestly, this one has a pretty interesting gimmick. It's meant to be like you're in a thunderstorm, and the only time you can see is when thunder strikes. Honestly, it's pretty cool, but just like the other levels, this shit was easy. At the end of the level, I unlocked the cabbage pult. This sets you up for the next chapter, the roof. These levels have you defending your lawn on an incline, so if you place any pea shooters too far back, they'll shoot into the roof and be pretty much ineffective. That's where we use the catapult plants. They'll shoot in like an arc motion and ignore the problem of the inclined roof. Since I already played this game before, I knew about the achievement called Grounded. This one has you completing a roof level without using any catapult plants. So the way I did this was by using pea shooters all the way in the front so that they can shoot the zombies without the roof getting in the way. Since this is the first level of the roof, nothing crazy really happens and I get the achievement. While completing these levels, I unlock like 4 things here. We get the pots to place our plants on the roof, the kernel pult who can stun zombies with his butter, the coffee bean for the mushrooms, and we also unlock this watering can. With this, we get access to the Zen Garden, and we also start the grind of the worst, most grindy achievement I've ever gone for. More on that later on, but for now, this Zen Garden is just a place where we get plants from killing zombies, and then we could like plant and water them and feed them here in return for some money. Going back to the roof, we find this ladder zombie who can put ladders on your nuts and climb over them. And we also meet this big guy, who, I'm not gonna lie, if I was a girl zombie, I'm letting him crack. This is the Gargantuar. He's a tank who can take a lot of firepower, and once he gets to like half of his health, he'll throw his imp buddy to go attack your plants. So if you're not prepared, just one of these guys can like easily end your run. But with 2 insta kills like a squash or a cherry bomb, you can easily kill him. After that, we get a formal letter from a zombie named Dr. Zombos, and look what happens after that. So this is the final boss of the game. The only plants that were given are the catapult ones, a jalapeno, and an ice shroom. He has a couple like different attack patterns. Like when you see his 2 pairs of feet, he likes to like just play zombies. But then he'll also like come down and spawn big balls of fire or ice. So you'll have to use the respective plants in order to stop it. He can also throw like a whole ass van on your plants. I don't know why, I always thought this shit was kind of funny. But another thing is I actually beat this whole story mode in 1 sitting. So that shit may sound crazy, and it kind of is. But it really only took me like 4 hours in total to beat all the levels. Anyways, after beating him, we get the silver sunflower trophy, and I get the 8th achievement for completing adventure mode. Then the credits play, and get this, instead of like revamping that credits scene from the original game, they just copy pasted it onto a TV screen. Like what kind of lazy ass development team was creating this game? Whatever, I stayed until the end and nothing changed, and now after beating the main adventure mode, I wanted to try the other 3 game modes, 2 of which weren't in the main game. So the first is the Adventure Plus, which is where you just replay the main story, the second are the Cloudy Day levels, and the third is the RIP mode, which is essentially a hardcore mod where if you die once, you'll have to restart the whole game. I decided to explore the puzzle game modes, and remember that Vasebreaker thing? Well, now it's a whole separate section. Here we're given 10 levels including an endless mode, and while playing them, I unlocked the 9th achievement for enabling mustache mode. It's a pretty random achievement, but I'll take it nevertheless. So as I showed a gameplay, this game mode is very RNG based. Like sometimes you'll get a bunch of zombies at the start and have no plans to defend your lawn, and then other times it's the complete opposite. But other than that, these 9 levels are pretty easy and I get the smashed achievement for doing so. After that, I unlocked the endless mode for the vases, but instead of doing that, I wanted to go onto the next mode called iZombie. Here, instead of playing as the plants, you take the side of the zombies, and the goal is to eat all the brains at the end of the lawn. Every time you eat a sunflower, you'll drop a bunch of sun, and with that, you can plant more zombies. If you don't manage to eat all 5 of the brains, you'll run out of sun, and then you'll need to restart the level. So yeah, this game mode is pretty unique, and it's pretty fun. These 9 levels weren't that bad. Like, look at this, bro. The plants are not stopping this. After completing the last level, I get the 11th achievement for completing the iZombie levels. Now, I also wanted to try out some of the mini games. In total, there's 20 of them, and there's also 6 achievements related to completing the mini games. I start going through the list, and while playing the bowling with walnuts mini game, I get the roll some heads achievement for hitting 5 zombies with a single walnut. After that, I decided to play the zombotany mini game, and this makes the zombies have plant qualities, so like there's a pea shooter zombie mix and a walnut zombie. Honestly, it's a pretty good challenge, and to add on to the level of difficulty, I even beat this level without using any protection like walnuts, tall nuts, or pumpkins. And because I did this, I unlocked the 13th achievement of the game. I continue going through the mini games. There was this one where you had to gamble for your plants. There was another one where the zombies were invisible. There's this one where you had to place a bunch of star fruits in the highlighted spots. And to get an achievement, I had to complete the level before the first flag. So after doing this, I unlocked the shooting star achievement for doing so. After that, I played the last stand minigame where you're given 5,000 sun and you have to survive 5 waves of zombies. The achievement Soul Invictus requires you to beat the level and have 2,000 sun remaining. So I did the Gloom Shroom strategy, and since this plant is pretty OP, I managed to get the achievement without any stress. I do some more mini games until I get to this one called Pogo Party. This level replaces every zombie with a pogo zombie. Yeah, that's really it. And since I'm going for all the achievements, I'll need to beat this level without using any tall nuts or magnet shrooms. Doing so means the pogo zombies can't be stopped and we'll just need to kill them quickly. After that, I finish the level and I unlock the 16th achievement of the game. Finally, the last minigame is just another battle with the final boss. I don't really know why this is a minigame, but after killing him, I get the achievement called Beyond the Grave for beating all 20 minigames. So now that I've beaten all the minigames and most of the puzzles, I wanted to try that new Cloudy Day chapter. The whole gimmick behind this mode is that you get less sun from the sky and from your sunflowers. But every once in a while, clouds will cover the sky and it'll start raining. When this happens, your sunflowers will fall asleep and every one of your plants costs 50% less and their cooldowns are decreased by a lot. This means you can plant almost a whole row of pea shooters before the first wave of zombies. Honestly, this is a pretty cool game mode. I enjoyed playing it. Trying to save all your sun until the clouds come is a pretty cool mechanic. It even spans into the pool and the roof levels. While playing these levels, I also get an achievement for killing the last zombie with a lawnmower. After that, I complete all the Cloudy Day levels and get the 19th achievement for doing so. Now that I've basically done all the main content, I wanted to go for all the missing adventure mode achievements that I didn't get. I start up an adventure plus run and I start going for these missing achievements. The first one is to complete a daytime level by only planting mushrooms and coffee beans. Pretty easy, and that's the 20th achievement unlocked. I also unlocked the Sunny Days achievement, which has you collecting 8,000 sun in one level. In order to do this, I just trapped the last zombie and then planted like 25 sunflowers around it. After that, I get another achievement for completing a nighttime level without placing any mushrooms. Going to the pool levels, I get the Don't Pee in the Pool achievement for completing the pool levels without any pea shooters. And it may seem like I'm skimming through these levels and not really showing much, but to be real, a lot of these achievements are pretty grindy and like showing gameplay of them would be like pretty repetitive and a bit boring. But anyways, I get to the fog levels and before starting 410, we get a small glimpse of this one zombie. And while going through the level, he'll spawn in and we'll get the 24th achievement for killing a Yeti zombie. After that, I kill Zomboss again, and since I completed adventure mode for the second time, I get the 25th achievement. While doing all of this, I managed to save up a lot of money in the process, and with that, I buy every plant from Crazy Dave's shop. Doing this grants me the 26th achievement of the game. And here's a picture of all the plants and the zombies as well. While doing this, I also bought the Night Zen Garden, and I managed to collect some more plants for my collection. So I forgot to mention this, but the way you get these plants is all RNG. While killing zombies, there's a very small chance that they'll drop a plant, and when I mean very, I mean like 1 in 1000% chance. Moving along, there's also a survival mode. There's the easy survival levels, and then there are hard counterparts. The easy levels have you clearing 5 waves of zombies, and the hard levels are 10 waves. I go through all the easy ones, and instead of doing the hard levels, I went back to the puzzle section. Here, I wanted to get the 2 achievements for getting a streak of 15 on the Vasebreaker levels, and the other one for getting a streak of 10 on the iZombie levels. I started with the Vasebreaker one. Going for this achievement was fun. It takes a lot of strategy and thinking ahead, and the game likes to put 1 or 2 gargantuars in every level. Other than 1 or 2 unlucky deaths, this achievement was enjoyable to unlock, and I wouldn't mind trying to go for an even higher streak with this. On the other hand, the iZombie Endless achievement has to be one of the most bullshit achievements I've ever unlocked. So how it works is the first 3 levels you're given a lot of sunflowers, and you can keep the sun throughout the levels. So I thought this was gonna be easy, you know. By level 3 I had almost 1,000 sun left and I wasn't worried, but that's when I was wrong. After level 4, the amount of sunflowers drops by half, and instead of having 8 sunflowers every level, you're given 5, then only 4, and sometimes even 3. With the diminishing sunflowers, this means more space for plants that can kill us. Like, look at this shit. There's 9 fucking plants that can instant kill any of my zombies. So yeah, this game mode is a little bit unfair. Even if you have the best run ever and your strategy is perfect, you can get a lawn that looks like this and you're pretty much fucked. After a couple tries, somehow I managed to get a streak of 9, and yeah, only 2 sunflowers and 300 sun left. I knew the end was coming. I continued trying and trying for almost like 4 hours, but this shit seemed impossible. So that's when I did something bad. I found a way to glitch the game. Yes, I know I'm a loser, sorry guys, but this shit was literally irritating. To prove a point, I got to a streak of 7 twice, a streak of 8 3 times, and after that I was fed up. The glitch I found was pretty simple. If you place a bungee zombie on a sunflower, he'll steal it and give you a net positive of like 75 sun. But if you spam them, yeah, it'll act as if there's multiple flowers to steal from. So if you place 5 bungee zombies on a sunflower, that's 375 extra sun you just got. So I know I cheated for this achievement, but first of all, this game is almost 20 years old and this is a remastered. Like, the devs for sure knew about this and just didn't want to fix it. And secondly, tell me how the fuck I was supposed to beat this level without cheating. Unless I spent another 4 hours on this, which is not something I want to do. Look at this shit. There's like 21 pea shooters here. Are you serious? So yeah, the last level, I made sure to win by placing a whole arsenal of these dancing zombies. And with that, I get the streak of 10 and I unlock the Better Off Dead achievement. Then I finished all the rest of the survival levels and pretty much breezed through all of them. I get the 27th achievement for unlocking the gold sunflower trophy. This means I beat adventure mode, all the puzzles, all the mini games, and all the survival levels. But because this game is terrible, it doesn't even show that I unlocked this achievement. So the silver sunflower trophy is never replaced by the gold one. Moving along, I wanted to get the 2 RIP achievements. The first one is for completing it, and the second is for not losing a single lawnmower in any levels. I started going through the levels slowly but surely. Since I can't lose a lawnmower, I had to lock in for the whole time. Listen to the music that plays every time you beat a level. That shit blew up my eardrums the first time I heard it. This RIP mode is pretty straightforward. All they did was like add an extra wave to every level, and they also tinted the screen a bit darker. But like, that's really it. Like I said at the start of the video, it feels like nothing new was added to the game, and this mode is a perfect example. It just feels so low effort and it's a bit disappointing. I also take a small moment to buy the Aquatic Zen Garden and the Tree of Wisdom from Crazy Dave. This tree is another thing part of your garden, and here you can buy tree food for $1,000 a piece and use it to grow your tree. Going back to RIP mode, I get all the way to the Zomboss battle, and throughout my journey I made sure not to lose any lawnmowers. So once I beat the boss, I should get both achievements, right? Give me that second one. What? You may be asking, where's the other achievement? I didn't lose any lawnmowers while playing this mode, so I should receive it. Well, that's where I was hit with a sad realization. This achievement is bugged. Searching through a bunch of Reddit posts, I found out that if you lose a lawnmower in any other game mode while you have a current RIP run active, then that lost lawnmower will count to this achievement and you won't get it. This error in the code makes absolutely no sense, and I was pissed off. It's like the devs didn't even playtest this shit. How the fuck does a bug like this get missed and added to the full release? On top of everything, this run took me nearly 5 hours to complete just because I was trying so hard not to lose my lawnmowers. And this is how I'm rewarded? This defeat made me take a small break of this game, and eventually I did come back and I spent another couple hours going for this achievement. This time I made sure that no bug was going to affect me, and once I beat RIP mode for the second time, I finally got the life well lived achievement for doing something I already did. After that, I wanted to get the Pyromaniac achievement, which is to complete a level using only explosives, and look at this lineup of pain and agony that I got. Using the garlics, I was able to force the zombies into only 3 lanes, which made using the explosives much more effective. Upon completing the level, I get the 30-second achievement of the game. The survival mode also has an endless mode, and for 2 achievements, I'll need to get to wave 20 and wave 40. I remember doing this exact same setup when I was 11 years old on my Xbox 360. This strategy using 10 cop cannons can get you to wave 1000 if you have enough patience. So after setting up my lawn, by wave 6 I had all 10 cannons and the rest is history. I get 3 achievements here, the first for killing 2 gargantuars with cop cannons, the second for getting to wave 20, and then finally the third for getting to wave 40. While playing endless mode, I found another bug, which is kinda crazy because this is like the 4th thing wrong with this game. But the bug that I found was after you exit the endless mode, it's supposed to save your progress. But if you play another mode like a mini game, a puzzle, or an adventure run, your progress in endless will be erased. So I don't know if this only happened to me, but I was actually down to like see how far I could get, and after quitting my game on wave 50, when I came back the next day, my lawn was reset and I was back at wave 1. So that's another shitty ass bug to the list of all the other bugs. In my opinion, this Plants vs Zombies Remastered will go down as one of the worst remastered games ever made. Moving along, with all the money I made playing from endless mode, I managed to buy enough tree food for the Tree of Wisdom. And after feeding the tree 100 times, I unlocked the Towering Wisdom achievement. Now, in total I've gotten 36 out of 37 achievements. I just have one more, so it can't be that bad, right? Get every single Zengard plant? What the fuck? When I'm telling you this is the most I've grinded for achievement, I spent this many hours playing Plants vs Zombies. That's more playing time than Dying Light, Trepang, and these 4 games combined. This grind was so ass, and while going for it, I almost wanted to stop playing this game and completely delete this video idea. In total, there's 39 plants you can get for your garden, and the seed packets are obtained according to which levels you play in. So let's say you're playing in the daytime, then the seed packets that you'll find are the daytime plants. My strategy involved literally just replaying the conveyor belt levels over and over and over and over and over for hours. Obviously, I didn't record this content, but as proof, you can see by how much money I have. This process was so long and boring, and I felt like I was rotting in my chair just hoping for a chance to get a drop from a zombie. And it doesn't help that you can also get duplicates, and the chances of getting a seed packet is very low. So it's a battle against RNG for the right plants and a battle with yourself for playing this game. So enough ranting. This achievement probably took me like 15 hours total from the total hours that I've played in this game. And it may not seem like a lot, but when all I'm doing is the same level for hours, it gets to a point. This is something I really never want to do again, and after this insane grind with the last plant in my garden, I finally unlocked the achievement to 100% Plants vs Zombies Replanted. Before the video ends, I'd just like to say this game is not worth it. I live in Canada, so it costed me 30 Canadian dollars just to buy it, and I really suggest that no one buys this. If you want to play Plants vs Zombies, honestly just buy the $5 version on Steam. Like bro, unless you really want to play the cloudy day mode, or if you just want to experience a buggy ass game, buy this game I guess. And if I were to rank this game with the others, I'll put it in B tier, just because I don't believe it deserves a C tier. It was one of my favorite games when I was a kid, and I still enjoyed some parts of this game. Anyways, I'd just like to say thank you for watching this video, and enjoy the rest of your day.